Hi, this is Henry Cobb, and welcome to yet another The Fantasy Trip exercises for February 8th, 2020, and this one is titled Camp Basilisk. And what I've done here is I've taken the very first combat scenario from the Curse of the Necropus game, and I'm playing it out here as an example for some players who had some questions about it. So we have the Irving party here in their early state where we got Mark added in and we got Professor Yerbing, and then we've got a standard Basilisk over here that they're facing. So on the first turn, the party has initiative. The Basilisk isn't going to move. It's going to wait and try to freeze people. And it's already frozen Seeker, Caleb, and Gregory, i.e. the people, the animal with the big teeth, and the two humans that are holding crossbows. So, on their turn, what's going to happen is that Professor Yerbing is going to move one away from here and ready a crossbow on his turn. All right. Sandra is going to turn to her direwolf and ask why it's not doing anything. The Sir Irving is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and dodging because he doesn't know. He knows dodging isn't going to have any effect on the Basilisk, but doesn't know if it's got any friends out there with any ranged attacks. Molly says, "Give me 2 points of strength to Mark," and stands her ground. And so that's all the movement, and now action times. So we start with Gregory, human hero hunter here, who is frozen. So he's not doing anything. Mark DaCosta is next at Dex 13. He's her initial apprentice, and he hears her command for 2 points of strength. So he's going to try to grant that. And with an 8, he succeeds, and that costs 2 points of fatigue off of him and grants 2 points of temporary strength onto Molly here. All right, Caleb's turn at Dex 13. He's sitting here. He's totally paralyzed. He's not going anywhere. Note that what happened is that Mark DaCosta put his staff against Molly, and she didn't resist. So that way he was able to strike. He was able to cast the spell without an adjustment for range because he was in contact with the target through his staff. All right, so Caleb isn't doing anything. Sir Isaac Irving is, as I noted, dodging, so he doesn't do anything. So now it's Molly's turn. She's normally Dex 9, but she has a magic ring that makes her Dex 12. So now she's got 2 extra points of strength, and she's going to she's going to place her staff here on the direwolf, which doesn't flinch away because it's frozen. And now she tries the remove thrown spell. And with a 10 out of 12, that works. Here goes Roof, and is now unfrozen. And is available for use next turn. Alright, so Seeker is just, shaking off the effects. And now Sandra Pochev Irving is just looking at her direwolf and being puzzled as to what's going on. Finally, we have Professor Yerbing, who at Dex 10 raise a crossbow. Note that it's going to take him a turn to ready a bolt afterwards, and then he'll be able to do something. All right, and now we have a standard Basilisk card here from the Dex of Destiny set, and it automatically succeeds with its freeze. And let's see, there's 2 threatening ones. There's this idiot who's charging him here, Sir Irving. There's Professor Yerbing, who's readying a missile weapon. So 1, 2, 3, it's Sir Irving. 4, 5, 6, it's the Professor. He's going to try against the Professor. All right, now this will. The Basilisk doesn't have to roll on its own. It's entirely up to the victim to make their saving throw. And so Professor Yerbing has an IQ of 14. So on 4 dice, he needs to roll 14 or less, or he gets the frozen marker. And with a 16, fails this. So he's got his own frozen marker. Oop. So much for you. All right. So next turn, The Basilisk has the purple initiative die. The Irving party has the white initiative die. 6-6 is a tie. 5-1. The Basilisk has initiative. It tells the humans to move first, as it doesn't tend to move anywhere at all its turn. All right. Now, Sir Irving here is lame, so he's only got a MA of 8. And you take 4 of that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's moving up there, dodging towards the Basilisk. He'll switch that to defend if he has to. All right. Gregory is frozen. Caleb is frozen. Seeker has been unfrozen, so he's going to move up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. And Molly shifts here and says again, give me 2 points of strength. And then Dame Irving is going to kneel down here and pluck a dagger out of her boot instead of going through her backpack and trying to start up a brand. So that's going to be her entire action this turn. All right. And that's all the movements. So now it is action time. Gregory is again frozen. Mark DaCosta tries another aid spell. Again, he's touching his staff to Molly's back, so there's no adjustment for range. Just needs to roll 13 or less. Yep, he does it. He gives her another 2 of his strength. He's down to strength 4. And she's at strength 6 because she used up her strength. All right, Caleb here does nothing.
You got a package in the mail.
All right, thanks. That was quick. All right, and then Sir Irving is dodging, as I said. Now, Miss Tolson has got 2 extra points of strength. She got 2 last turn. She used it up. She's got another 2. So she's going to touch her staff here to Caleb, who's in front of her. She's not looking around for the best option. She's just doing whatever is in front of her. And 12 or less. When 11 succeeds, and we take the frozen marker away from Caleb, which means Caleb can act. And since he had readied his crossbow last turn, he's going to now immediately take his shot at this point. He was just standing there doing nothing, and now he's able to take a shot. So he does Dex 13, and let's see. Is anyone... All right, it's just barely clear to the Basilisk. So he doesn't have to worry about acing his employer. And let's see. 1, 2. All right, that's a -1, so he's an adjusted Dex 13 for the shot. And a 10 hits the Basilisk. And he does a total of 2 dice plus 2, because these are nice branded bolts as Molly has provided them. Ooh. 11 points plus 2 is 13 points. The Basilisk is not fireproof. It's not armored. It's got nothing really going to it. So it immediately falls over and is bleeding out. All right. That frees up everyone else here who's frozen. And that's the end of the scenario. So they cut off the Basilisk's head, feed the rest of it, I guess, to the wolf. Is Basilisk poisonous? Yeah, well, it depends on your interpretation. And so that's definitely a victory for Team Irving. So it's a nice, simple scenario, very straightforward. And I'll be back with you next week.